Hello, how are
Hello,
you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking. Thanks for being here today.
Of
Um,
course.
and thank you for thank you for filling out those questionnaires at the beginning before we started. I'm going to take a look at some of those scores and then I would love if you could check in about how your week has been since we've last seen each other, maybe on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being calm, great, normal, and maybe not normal, maybe calm and okay, uneventful, and then 10 to be extreme emotional um, and extremely eventful. Why don't you go ahead and check in?
Oh, it's been pretty eventful. So we're probably looking at about a 7 to an 8.
7 to an 8, okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. And how are you feeling on your anxiety if we're going to go from a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being the least anxiety and 10 being the worst.
We're probably about a 7.
A 7 for the week since we've seen each other.
A 7 as of the last couple days.
Oh, the last couple days. Okay. All right. So I'm also looking at your scores here, and it looks like we're staying a little steady since the last time we saw each other. Still a little high in our scores on anxiety and stress. Does that seem to resonate with you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'd love to set our agenda for today for us to get started. Um, we'll update from a little bit since we last talked, like we just did, and then we did a little mood check, and then next I'd like to talk about the homework we had from last time, which was identifying, just practicing identifying some automatic thoughts when we feel stressed or anxious, and then maybe just think of 1 or 2 problems that you'd like to discuss today. And then I'd love to ask for some feedback at the end before we finish. Does that sound
Okay.
okay with you?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. So, given that you still feel pretty steady in your levels of stress and anxiety, how has the homework been going in identifying some automatic thoughts? Has it maybe been difficult?
Well, automatic thoughts are kind of the same every time as why and great, this again.
Okay.
So those are pretty much the two.
Okay. And just feeling like, what kind of feeling would you give that when you're having those automatic thoughts?
What do you mean by that?
Maybe is it distress? Is it that
Mhm.
anxiety and
Yeah.
distress? Yeah. Um, so when we're having those thoughts, what kind of events or times do you tend to see or feel that most, do you think?
When it's when it's happening again.
Okay. Do you find that it's a lot at work or with
No,
friends or
it's more home.
more at home?
Mhm.
Okay. And so you said in the last couple of days you've been at like a 7, which is a highly moderate. Is that high higher than normal, would you say?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe do you mind walking me through a situation where you've been feeling some higher levels of stress or anxiety? Maybe we can work on
Uh,
identifying some automatic thoughts.
well, my 5-year-old
Hmm.
wasn't feeling well, and she threw up, and then We had kind of an accident in our pants.
Hmm.
So yeah, that causes a lot of
That can be very stressful.
anxiety and stress. So
Yes. Okay, so she was home with you.
yes.
Okay. So you're home together. Is there anybody else there with you?
Not at the time all day long.
Okay. Okay. So it's you and your 5-year-old daughter, and she's not feeling well. And how are you indicated that she's not feeling well?
Well, she threw up, so that
Okay,
was
right.
an indication that, something's the matter.
Uh-huh. And she's
So
calling for you,
yeah,
maybe.
she's whining.
Okay. She's whining. And what is the thought that comes right away when you hear her whining or her in distress that she's not feeling well?
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Um,
What's the matter?
okay, something's wrong.
Yes, something's wrong. Oh
Mhm.
gosh, hopefully we don't have to go to the doctor, you know,
Okay, okay,
COVID
so
going around, stuff like that.
right, so there's just a lot of different, it sounds like it starts from the immediate stress of, uh-oh, what's going on right now, to what could this be, to how is she feeling, to the pandemic stress that's going around. Yeah, that definitely can um, add up to be a lot. Now, what do you feel in your body that is indicating some of this stress and anxiety?
A lot of tension,
Okay,
a
so
lot of
you
like there's a lot of weight.
okay, like where would you feel that on your body? On your chest, on your
Like on my
shoulder?
shoulder. Yeah.
Okay, and like you're feeling like scrunched up.
Yes.
Okay, so you hear your daughter calling. She's in distress. Automatically, you are feeling anxious and
Yes.
having distressing thoughts that possibly go catastrophic. And then what happens?
So we obviously I can't send her to school. She just
Hmm.
threw up.
Hmm.
So I called the school and the lady informs me that, oh, well, that could be a symptom of COVID in children. So I'm thinking, great. So she says, well, if she feels this way tomorrow, um, then she needs to be out for 10 days.
Okay,
So
so
there's another, what am I going to do for work? And,
mhm.
everything like that.
So
So, yeah,
it continues.
if
The
it
anxiety
continues,
is
what if she
building.
does have COVID? And then we have COVID. And then, yes, so,
Right. So this is all starting at the point that you're approaching your daughter to help her vomit.
yes.
Okay. So when we're at that point and your mind is going through all of these distressing thoughts and your body is feeling all of this tension, um, what happens then? How do you tend to um, respond after that?
Well, we go to the bathroom and she does her thing.
Hmm.
And, we get her settled, get her cooled down. And then I have to figure out what I got to do for work.
Hmm. Okay.
So I stay home. I got to go run to my office, grab some stuff so I can work remote for the day, you know, stuff like that.
Okay. And so again, just more things are building up throughout your
Yeah.
day, tasks are building up throughout your day, and you're feeling more distressed, what thoughts are you thinking now?
Hopefully she doesn't throw up anymore.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
ate something that
Mhm.
messed up her tummy the day, from the day
Mhm.
before.
Okay. Okay. And um, can you think of any times where you're in a distressing situation, maybe at home with your family, where you don't react with the automatic thought that, and then this, and then this, and
No,
then this?
never,
Never. So each
never.
each time, okay,
I overthink.
okay,
So, I mean, there's no simple way to put it, is I overthink, and I try to think way far ahead. Instead of the present, I'm going, "Shit, what's gonna happen tomorrow?" You know?
right, yes, of
Yes,
course.
yes. That's my thought throughout the whole process is of, okay, so should I have gotten work for 2 days when I went to the office? Because I didn't. I only got 1 day.
Mhm.
What if she's sick later? Great, then I'm gonna have to go to the office tonight and go get more work so I have it tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm always thinking ahead, overthinking, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that with me. I'd actually like to stop you right there and bring you back to a statement you made earlier. You made an I statement about yourself. I am an overthinker, or I overthink. And I would like us to go back and maybe remind ourselves about how CBT is directed through our thoughts and our behaviors. So when we have our automatic thoughts, these tend to feed into the core beliefs we have about ourselves. So when we're having automatic thoughts that are distressing and catastrophizing, we tend to think, we move on, and then we use those thoughts to think something about ourselves. So I'd like you to maybe use that thought, I'm an overthinker, and maybe what, tell me, what does that mean about you?
Maybe I I don't like I don't like not being able to control things,
Okay,
maybe?
so maybe what that would mean about you, do you think it would be that I struggle with things that are out of my control,
Yes.
or I am unable to handle, maybe that's kind of the core belief that you have about yourself when things become distressing, that
Yes.
I'm unable to do this, maybe. Okay, or handle whatever it is.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'd also like to ask you, when you are presented with a task or a lengthy situation, would other people in your life say that you are incapable of these things?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay. And yet maybe some of your automatic beliefs are saying otherwise.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think that is?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I'd like for us to, using our CBT technique, to um, think about these thoughts that feed into your core beliefs about maybe how competent you feel or how resilient you feel, and determine when you're feeling these anxious thoughts that lead to this core belief, if there's evidence for whether that's true or not. If we can start collecting evidence throughout our day during distressing times, and maybe take note of whether that affirms our belief or it refutes our belief that we're feeling like you're an overthinker, or that you're incapable to handle distress. Do you think that that could be something that would be helpful for you?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe in the future, we could start with, in addition to noticing those automatic thoughts, just moving through that and inserting a thought that refutes the core belief that you're having about yourself at the moment. So maybe in a stressful time, you can use the thought that I am resilient, or I am strong, or I've been through these situations before and I've made it through. I've done similar tasks to this and I was capable. Do you think that that would be something that's helpful for you?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel about what we talked about today?
Pretty good.
Okay. Okay.
Insert positive thoughts.
Okay. Some thoughts that refute that core belief that you have about yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Do you anticipate any barriers to doing that for some homework?
If there are, I will get through them, as I
Okay.
have done with difficult situations.
Good. Yes. Yes.
So,
okay. So maybe just maybe remembering to do it is hard. So maybe just taking a mental note of at least once a day. Just trying
okay.
to insert that in. Okay. And maybe still trying to recognize those automatic thoughts when we're having them, even if we don't have the chance to insert that thought before we get to our core belief. Still noticing the automatic thought that we have is great work. So how do you feel about that? Does that sound feasible?
Yes.
Until our next session? Great.
Yes.
So I would love to just wrap up the session. So today we checked in. We had a mood check in the beginning, and I looked at our scores from our questionnaire, and we checked in about the last week and how homework was going, kind of checking in with our automatic thoughts and seeing how that's going in regards to your levels of stress and anxiety. And then we talked about your kind of presenting issue that you have been feeling since the last time we saw each other, which is just still that stress with your high levels of anxiety, and mostly at home, you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we went over a couple of examples of situations that you might encounter when you're feeling stressed, and kind of how we can use the method of identifying our automatic thoughts, kind of evaluating to see if they're true in the moment, and seeing if we can refute them with a different kind of thought. beyond our core belief. And so that will be the homework for our next session. Now is the time I would like to ask you if you have any feedback for me, anything you would like to share about what went well or what you would like to see differently in our next session.
I don't believe so. We had a good session this week.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I thought so as well. So, awesome. Is the same time next week, okay?
Yep.
All right, great. I really appreciate you meeting with me this week. Great luck in all of your work until we see each other the next time.
All right. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Stay safe out there. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
See ya.
Goodbye.